Hello there, dear viewers, and welcome back to Faster Than Light. Oh yeah! So, in the last episode we left off and it was close to the exit. We're still in Sector 1, but let's move on. And let's see what other trouble we can get into. Your jump lead to a completely... you know when I read your jump leads, I thought like we could get with a car. Never mind. Anyway, so there's nothing here, basically, is what it's telling. I wonder spaceships with jump leads. One's broke down, so you have to... You know what, never mind, let's just get out of here. I have got a bit of a cold today, so if my voice is a little off, that's why. It's absolutely freezing here. Okay, scanners are showing intelligent life forms from a nearby planet. Okay, is that a good thing or a bad thing? No match for them can be found in the database. Well, let's investigate it. You land a small shuttle on an enormous field, whose only occupants are small six-legged horse-like animals. Could they be what your scans picked up? Try to communicate peacefully, brings with the creatures on board to sell. Let's communicate peacefully. Communicate in every possible way, but they just stand there silently judging you with their large, expressionless eyes. You prepare to leave. Okay, so they're nothing but farm animals. Yes, farm animals. Okay. So it was nothing. Okay, so now we have the option to go to the next sector. We're going to do that. Wow, this is the most branched one I've ever seen. Wow. So we have two choices to make. As you can see here, it says civilian, hostile, or nebula. I try and avoid nebulas at all costs. Whenever you're in a nebula star, your camera system turns off, so you can't see what's inside your own ship unless there's a crew member in that room. So you can't tell if there's a fire or anything like that. But then there's also ion storms you get every now and then that like knock your power out, and you basically run on half the power you have, so you have to disable a lot of your stuff. So you think, okay, take the easy route, the civilian sector here, but then we'll have another choice, civilian up. So basically, we're going to have to run into this point here, where we'd have to go down a hostile route instead. I like to think ahead, because at this stage in the game, I may be close to dead. And so, I might go the easy route, but then I'm going to have to go down the hard route. And if I'm close to dead, because of course it's not completely danger-free in these green zones. In fact, it may be more dangerous than the hostile zones. But, like I said, I may be close to being dead, and this might finish me off. But then it's again, easy, hard, and then the final one. If I take the top route and go with the hardest route, I might get better stuff, like weapons and whatnot. Might get more money, and then I have it easy for a while, but then I have to go through a nebula. Like I said, I try and avoid nebulas at all costs, but if you notice, if I take this route, go to the red one, the green one, the green one, the purple one, the green one, the red one, and then the red, as you can see I have like 3 green options, whereas this one I go 4 if I take this route. So I'm actually going to go for that route. I'm going to try and take what I believe the easiest path through this. Green, green, red, green, green, red. Basically. So let's do that. Thinking ahead, I am going to avoid that nebula. If that nebula wasn't there, I would have taken the other option. But I just hate nebulas. I've never seen any reason you would actually go into them. They're bad. They're just bad. Okay, what appears to be a Zoltan science ship requests permission to dock. Let's dock with them. You allow them to approach, but you are caught by unaware when they open fire. Oh, come on. Okay. So they have a high shield, a really strong shield, so instantly we're going to target that with both weapons. We want that shield down. The weapons don't look too powerful. This laser on the right may be a problem. I thought it was. The lasers have a high chance of causing fire. And they've taken out my shields. It's not good. There we go. The shields are down. Now we can start firing. I'm going to turn my rocket launcher off. Oh, my O2 has been taken out. Better go fix that. Oh, and I better start venting out the oxygen to put out this fire, because I haven't got what it takes to deal with it right now. Okay. We won anyway. There we go, now I can shoot my doors. We got fuel, drone parts, and scrap. I turned my missile launcher off because we're actually starting to run... I put it back on since I've got the spare power, but we're running low on missiles and I don't want to use them all up. I prefer to use them on tough guys, such as that guy, when they have a heavy shield and whatnot. But anyway, let's, we got a distress beacon. Sure, we'll check it out. We'll check out what the distress splashing sequence. I also am having trouble formulating sentences correctly. Dear. A small civilian ship flies over as soon as you arrive. You're prepared to fight, but they just inform you that they're out of faster-than-light fuel and can't jump. Give them fuel. We've only got... I'm going to give them fuel because I might get something good in return, but I am running dangerously low on fuel myself. You give them fuel. Okay, so they don't have much to give us, but they have updated our map. So, we are in a bit of trouble. Okay. So these triangles indicate where you'll be fighting. This is where there's an enemy ship. These orange circles indicate another type of hazard. This one says it's an asteroid field. Asteroids are very bad. It's like being attacked every couple of seconds. We have 4 fuel, and we have to get to a store before we explode. There's a store at the top, but there's a thing to take into consideration when playing this game. You may not be able to get anywhere from a start. For example, if I was at this store, I find it unlikely I'll be able to jump here to this triangle because of the distance. So if the red rebels are saying taking over this space, you might corner yourself and have nowhere to go but back into the red zone, and you'll die. So in 4 jumps I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll stop on this triangle. Now, when you run out of fuel, it's not the end of the game. You have 2 options. One contributes to the other, but it's also a sort of random chance of being bad. You get an option that says wait. Basically, you skip a turn and you wait for someone to come by. If it's a friendly ship, they'll probably give you fuel, or they'll take you to a store. If you don't have money, then you can't buy fuel, then you are screwed. But if they give you fuel, so you could still wait it out. If they actually give you fuel, then you can get yourself to a store and maybe some money on the way to buying more fuel. But there is a chance it might be hostile. But as a benefit to help speed this up, for example, say if the rebels are right behind you and you can't afford to wait, you do have an option to turn on your distress beacon, like I just answered. This increases the chances of someone coming past your ship. They see your distress beacon and they come straight towards you. The problem is, there's a greater chance of finding someone who's going to help you, but there's also a greater chance it's going to be an enemy. The only reason you rarely do this is if you have to speed it up. If the rebels are right behind you, and if you don't move now, they're going to get you. That's when you would use it, because I believe it always makes someone come and see you. Even if it's an enemy, if you defeat that enemy, you will probably gain fuel. But anyway, we're going to head to this door by the exit, because it's the only one I can actually reach with my amount of fuel. I'm starting to think that giving that one ship fuel was a bad idea. But that's okay. A message broadcast from the nearby planet announces the presence of an ancient Zoltan monastery available for visiting is likely a tourist trap. But still, too bad you don't have time to visit. Okay. That was some story. Okay, so there's a fight coming up ahead, and again we are low on fuel. This guy has basic shields, there's no reason to use missiles. Okay. So we're just going to take out his weapons. It seems like an easy fight. Although we're almost on 75%. Hull. Now, what I just did there was toggle on auto fire. If you want to shoot at this, we're gonna fire one missile. If you want to shoot at the same target many times, toggle auto fire, and it will just target the same target again and again. Yeah, now the weapons have been taken out, so actually we're going to still target there because there's a crew member fixing his weapons. I noticed the door open. But that wasn't a good fire, I missed completely. I can jump away if I want to. But we're going to take this guy out. Did you see that? He tried to run away, but then the next shot hit him. Okay. So he's surrendering. Do we want 4 fuel, a drone part, which I'm not really bothered about, or scrap? Or we're going to take it because it's going to give us fuel. If you say we will not accept surrender, you can continue to fight, and if you destroy them, you'll get different stuff. Whether that stuff is better than the stuff they offered you, you don't know. It's again this choice. If you want to kill them, you might get more scrap, but you won't get the fuel, for example. So we're going to take the fuel. I'm going to head to that store. We're going to buy some fuel. Maybe a crew member if we can. No, they don't have a crew member. System repair, I had him once, it was pretty cool. But we're going to fix up our ship, and we're going to buy fuel and missiles. So now we have a little bit extra missiles. And there's no point waiting around, let's just jump to the next sector. There's no point just hanging around. Okay. A nearby space station hails you. Greetings, your arrival is most fortuitous. We recently came across some extra drones. If you have some fuel, perhaps you could make a deal. Well, no, because fuel is very important to me. So, sorry, but I'm not going to go for it. Now, you see here, it says it's hostile, the rock-controlled sector, but the rockmen actually might be kind of good for us, so I'm going to go for it. We may be able to employ a rockman onto our ship. Now, rockmen are invincible to fire. The rock people are a powerful and proud race. It's not unheard of to have a peaceful journey through their lands, but don't count on it. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of stars in this system, which means a lot of opportunity for loot. Oh yes. You find an abandoned mining station and a nearby moon. A quick scan shows no life forms, however you discover a usable drone schematic and some scrap. Oh, there you go. We actually did just get, if you can see, an anti-personnel drone. We'll seek out and attempt to destroy any intruders on your ship. Ah, that's pretty good. But of course we don't have a drone bay, so we can't use it. We don't need to go to the store. I'm just going to take a quick drink of my tea, so I'm going to stop talking for a second. So we're getting attacked. Okay. Take out his shields and his weapons. That's basically all I ever do. Every now and then I'll go for the... Oh, wait a minute. I didn't notice this. Okay. Go deal with the issue. We've been boarded, unfortunately. Basically, yeah, I only ever take out the weapons and the shields. I've never really found a use for... Oh, okay, that wasn't good. Get to the medibay. Now, rockmen have increased health. Oh, okay, this wasn't good. By the time I've taken out the shields and the weapons, we're already so dead I don't need to take out the oxygen and stuff. But of course there is a use for taking out oxygen, suffocate the people on board. We would not accept surrender because 2 fuel and 18 scrap is awful. So, you know, goodbye. In fact, you know what, let's end this. Boom! Ah, yes! We actually got that missile back, so we got more scrap. Okay, I'm happy with that. You was on the weapons bay. You was on the engines, of course, yes. Alright. So they tried to destroy our O2 system. Okay. Do we need to go to... Yeah, we should go to the store. We're low on fuel again. Okay, they have plenty of fuel. We're gonna buy... Ooh, but they do have weapons. You know, I'm going to sell this, so I'm not going to need it. I could buy the burst laser too, which is the gun I already have. Oh, I could buy the halberd beam. The halberd beam, let's see, slow but reliably powerful standard beam weapon. Beam damage is reduced by 1 for every shield it passes through. Damage per room hit is 2, that's really good. The way beam weapons work is basically you draw a line in the ship. It has to be a straight line. And the more every room you hit will do that amount of damage you see on the right. And 2 damage per room hit is very good on really compact ships where you can hit many rooms at once. But of course we're going to go for the fuel. Let's buy 1 fuel and let's buy the halberd beam. Now of course the halberd beam requires 3 energy. Now we can disable our 2 weapons and enable the halberd beam. That's a possibility, but if we want to fire anything else, what we're going to have to do is both upgrade the weapon system twice and the energy twice. And that is ridiculously expensive. It's 35 and then 50, so, you know, 85 scrap to get enough weapon power. And then we need to increase this twice. So we're looking at 100 and something scrap in order to be able to fire the beam and another weapon. That's not very good. We're going to stick with the weapons we already have for now. And I guess in the future we will try and allow us to have the halberd beam. But that's it for this episode, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Alright.